Oh, yeah. Still don't know what I was waiting for, and my time was running wild, a million dead-end streets, and every time I thought I'd got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse of how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. It's gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. Ooh, yeah. I watch the ripples change the size, but never leave the stream of warm and permanent sand. So the days float through my eyes, but still the days seem the same. And these children that you spit on as they try to change their worlds are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware of what they're going through. Changes. Don't tell them to grow up out of it. Changes. Where's your shame? You've left us up to our next event. Time may change me. You can't trace time. Strange fascination fascinating me. Our changes are taking the pace I'm going through. Changes. Ooh, look out, you rock and rollers. Changes. Pretty soon now you're gonna get older. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. I said that time may change me, but I can't trace time.
So I unmuted but forgot to add me to the stream. No, sometimes things don't change. I was enjoying that song. I left a little bit of silence at the end of it. And then I started talking with the mic unmuted, but me not added to the stream. Changes, David Bowie. Beautiful tune. Love that tune. Hello, everybody. Glad to have you here. I don't know why Logan Sandman's Hey Dearmid comment is up there. Get rid of that. And we'll go through them. John Clark is with us, first in the room at an NTFG. John, Chili's blow-up doll, while I'm thinking about it, I owe an apology to you. I jumped on you. I had you confused with Nope Wasn't Me, you know, the name change you went through. I apologize. I said that you had said something about my wife because you were a little bit harsh with Rights On. I was making a comparative. I was absolutely incorrect. I had the wrong fucking person. I hope you can forgive me. We did work it out in the chat. There was a Chomo accusation that you had made against Mr. Dollarhide, and some that prompted you to say a negative thing about Rights On. We got my mistake cleared, and just so everybody knows, Jason Dollarhide, who I'm no fan of, I think is a crybaby little fucking piece of shit who's responsible for all his own fucking problems. If he changed his behavior a little bit, life might not be so hard for him. So Chili's blow up doll had thought that Jason Dollarhide had done inappropriate things with his child. I'm not really sure. I think Chili's blow up doll misinterpreted something that Frog had reported on. I had talked to Frog. Frog went back and did a double check. There's no child hanky panky involved with the Jason Dollarhide thing. And I mean, thankfully for that fucking guy, because he can't afford another fucking problem like that. So, again, big apology to Chili's blow up doll. I am sorry. I was wrong, and I'm more than willing to admit that I was wrong when I'm wrong. Dearman Costello is with us. Hashtag FYM. Fuck you, mechanics, eh? McAddick's not happy. He's not getting his fair share of attention for the taunting and teasing of the Welsh Dildan and the Simp Squad. So we've taken it upon ourselves over here to, tell McAddick's to fuck off every once in a while, because, he feels like he's getting slighted. So, hey, McAddick's, fuck you. W124 Mercedes is with us, says hello, NTFG, my friends. We're back up here at codedfriend.001. After the vacation, I'm going to organize things a little better. I might break up some of the longer clips and rerun them, the NTFG clips, and rerun them over at codedfriend.001. I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back to work when I get back from vacation. I have too much fucking free time on my hands, and it's not being productively used. So I might as well earn some fucking money. So there, things will be a little tighter, a little more organized, a little more scheduled after I get back from a vacay. Going to do a little time in Hong Kong, get the wife and son to the homestead, and the boy will definitely going to miss the first day of school. Probably miss day 1 and day 2, which is no big deal because nothing really goes on the first week of school. It's, just a meet and greet, get everybody acclimated. So he'll have stories to tell when he gets back. That's faux show. Let's remove that. Get that out of here. Dearmid Costello says hello to Mr. Clark. Dearmid Costello says hi to Mercedes. Mercedes says hello to Dearmid. Welsh News Now is here with an NTFG. Welsh News Now says, I love creamed cheese, especially fresh from Becca's Gusset. Is that the Blue Bear moist warm gusset thing? Where is Blue Bear? We really miss Blue Bear. He was fun to make fun of. Alan Clark is with us. NTHG afternoon, everybody. What's the H? Is that a typo? The F and the H have the G in between. If you got a new thing you slanging around, let me know. I did a little clothes shopping earlier today, so I have nice new fresh clothes from my vacation. I bought myself a nice white PFG Columbia t-shirt with a blue marlin on the back in between the shoulder blades. Pretty fucking good. That's what I think when I see it, but what it really stands for is professional fishing gear. But all my friends buy PFG stuff and send me pictures of it. They're like, damn, this sweatshirt's pretty fucking good. Dan's Grinder account is with us again. Dan shaved the dog today and glued the hair to his. Oh my God. Dan shaved the dog today and glued the hair to his nutsack so he would look like a man. I don't know why I'm fucking laughing at that. Oh my God. I don't even have a beverage in here. I'm so. Oh, I didn't. Hang on. I had to plug in my battery box. The cord's, the plug in the wall's too far away for the cord when I use my standing setup. So I have a, if you don't know what it is, it's called a Jackery. They make a couple different sizes. I shipped one back to my homestead in Southeast Asia. It's 1,000-watt unit. I think the solar panel for it was about $150. So you can charge it off the wall. You can charge it from a cigarette lighter in a motor vehicle, or you can charge it from a solar panel. So that's working out pretty good out there. I have a smaller version of it here, 300 watt. I think it cost me like $250, and it's great around the house if you don't have an outlet close. It's got one 110 plug, 2 USB ports. Get a lot done. Rebel at Heart's in here with us. NTFG, John Clark with an NTFG, McAddicts with an NTFG. Rebel at Heart says, fuck you, McAddicts, eh? Flo B is with us. Sorry for cursing right before I got to you, Flo B. I should have skipped over and come back. Flo B says, hey, all. Had to stop listening to Witch or toss my computer out the freaking door. Yeah, we'll be getting into her shit today. She's a fucking dumb one. Welsh News Now is with us. I'm going to call Jimmy Boy and hang out in the bread section at Tesco. Jimmy got stuck in the bread section. Holy shit. While he was, how did he put it, tripping on Robitussin? All right, look, there's an inordinate number of fucking housewives and regular people on YouTube that are popping fucking pills like crazy. And then it turns out that Jimbo Finch, all he needs is a couple slugs off a bottle of Robitussin, and he's in bed for 2 fucking days. Hey, Jimmy, little fucking hint here. If the pollen count is high and you're having issues breathing or you don't feel well, Robitussin ain't gonna do shit for you. Duh. Fucking dope. You are a dumb motherfucker, dude. McAddicts is here. Who are going to kill off tonight? I think you're missing a pronoun in there. Who are you going to kill off tonight? Use a pronoun, right? Yeah. Trying to English better. Dermot Costello wants to hear She Drives Me Crazy. Ooh, ooh. Fine Young Cannibals. Good thing. Frauditor Hunter is here. Hello, Coded. Hope you're having a great day. I am, Frauditor Hunter. I had the boy up really early today. He is still a little upset that he can't bring his bicycle back home with him, but he's got a bicycle at home, and I told him I'd buy him a brand new bike when we get back there because he's probably a little too big for his bike. It's been about a year since I've been back home. So I got him out on the kayak before the sun was up this morning. We did a little fishing. I let him row. I, discreetly rowed in the back. It's a 2-man kayak. He was in the front seat. So I let him row because he wanted to row. And a little bit of time after we got momentum going, I let him row. So we got back. I asked him to take a nap in the afternoon. He didn't want to take a nap. He got fed dinner. He's out like a light. Like he didn't even finish eating. He fell asleep at the dinner table. So I got him sleeping right down the hall from me. If I mute the mic and walk away, it's because he woke up. My mom and my wife. My mom took my wife on a little shopping spree before we take off, and my mom's a little sad today, but she'll be okay. In 2 days, she'll enjoy the fact that nobody's around. Scotto's in the chat. NTFG. John Clark again. Anyone watch Slimey today? They were going off on shiz. Dog them, coded. We'll be taking a peek at Limey's little fucking nonsense. On the slate for today, we'll probably start off first with Miss Mandy's Tear Fest, and Tina Slay, once again, dragged up into the spotlight for clicks and views for fucking Miss Mandy. So Miss Mandy can do a cry thing after she got so fucking called out on her bullshit with between shiz and covering for fucking Reaper's lies and all. So she's got to pull Miss Mandy up and do a fucking tearjerker to try to convince people she's an actual fucking human being and not a soulless fucking psychic vampire. But if you hire her as producer, she'll show you them tig old biddies. And apparently we'll be covering too the triggered Slimey guy, the on and off fucking drug addict, is with no fucking evidence whatsoever, calling out shiz and bitching about the fucking community and the dynamic in the community. And then he produces a very one-sided account of what's going on, showing nothing that Miss Mandy said and just pulling a few random clips from shiz and doing his best to shit on shiz. But he's another vag boy and big fat swolled up labia and useless as a fucking man. Useless as tits on a fucking bull. Slimey. There's a lot I'd say to fucking put you down, dickhead, but I'm not going to do it because, you're a fucking on again, off again addict, and I don't want to trigger your fucking drug use. But I guess, if you're pulling your pud to digital webcam images of Miss Mandy, what a fucking romantic life you guys have. Seriously, this pud pulling over webcams. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You're fucking creepy, fucking weird. You think that's an actual fucking relationship? You're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind, Slimey, if you think you're being anything other than fucking used. We'll get into Slimey's little shitbag shit. And then there was another fucking woe is me cry session with Witch of Heart and Nark the Sarcastic Snitch boy. Nark the Sarcastic Snitch boy is all done. He's all done. He's not going to do this anymore. He's leaving YouTube. Well, just for a little bit, maybe permanently, maybe not permanently. Sounds to me, Nark, like you're trying to set up a situation where people beg you not to go. Pack your fucking bags, douche, and don't let the fucking door hit you on the way out because you're not an anti-frauditor. You're a fucking fraud. You're an apologist and a fucking lie teller for Dan, and the fucking rest of the simps at the fucking snooze network. And you're a dirty little fuck. And you know that I'm going to sit down when I get back and talk with only frauds and Wrangler and Falcax, any one of them that wants to. And we're going to get to the bottom of the fucking bullshit story that Dan told as a hit piece because Dan's pissed that Falcax went off with Wrangler and was successful building a fucking channel that now rivals Dan's audience. And Witch of Tart and Mark the Sarcastic Pillow Biter and the whole Playboys in crime thing shit the bed and went down the fucking toilet. Falcax is a pretty smart fucking dude. He got out of there before the fucking roof fell in. Now all you whiny little crybabies are mad at Falcax because he made a fucking decision at a fork in the road and he went the right way and you guys just sat down and you're still thinking about which fucking way you should go. You went the wrong fucking way. You actually started walking backward when you got yourself associated with Dan. Douches. Dermot Costello says, I got muted for talking to him like my grandchildren. I'm glad you fucking did that. He needs to hear it. John Clark says, Frog got blocked. Yeah, Frog got kicked from Limey's stream for saying that Shiz never contacted Miss Mandy or Miss Mandy's son, which fucking Slimey's sitting there saying Shiz did. Mandy, verified by Kick, who was present at the time, Mandy acknowledged that Shiz never fucking contacted her son. Dude, you're yanking, you're jerking your gherkin to the woman who's making up lies. You couldn't have asked her, hey, did Shiz ever contact your son? And now you know, dude, if you did ask her, you got fucking lied to. Because Kick verified, he was there present. He verified that Miss Mandy said Shiz never contacted her son. We're going to get into that shit. What a fucking, these are just Fable spinners. Fucking lie. Sick. Scotto, did I get you? That goat must have bionic vision to locate something too microscopic. What's with the goat talk? Hey, Logan Sandman. Let's see who else is. I think I got everybody. Oh, Walter Texas is here. Oh, hey. Now we have to talk about something. You're not in trouble, Walter. Don't worry. Toss violations and spamming are the only things we time out for. I can't think of a reason why McAddicts would have gotten timed out. Let's not have that happen again. That's all I have to say about that. We're moving on. Purple Rain says, hello at codedfriend.001. Hello, everyone. Radius Addis is with us. He says, Walter. Jesse VR is here. Oop, clicked on the wrong thing. Jesse VR says hi to everyone. True Blood is here. Good evening at Coded and all. I need a carte blanche and a hand pink waving. There's Laura Raider. Can't change at codedfriend.001. My life is a series of fucking changes. Dermot Costello's telling me I'm muted. Whoa, that was a while ago. I got to pick up the pace here. True Blood says, hey, back at you, Walter. Laura Raider says, hey, Walter. Walter says, oops, NTFG, SFW. Moving on, W124 Mercedes is with us. Walter says, at McAddicts, waving. McAddicts, wave back. Let's all be nice. Scott Amos in here. Good evening, friends. Coded and otherwise. And my phone doesn't have hand pink waving. So that's NTFG. I'll give it to you, Scott, just because you brought it up. Hand pink waving. Hand pink waving. Frauditor Hunter says, hey to Scotto. Uncle Artie's Bar and Grill of Stupidity is here. Let's see what pearl of wisdom Uncle Shardy is dropping off. At codedfriend.001, I am an alcoholic. I proved you right. I is so ashamed of myself. You don't have to be ashamed of yourself, Artie. I know you're fucking around. I know you're being a dickhead. Let me tell you something. You have a fucking drinking problem. Your life will be a lot better, and you'll be a happier person when you get that under control. I highly recommend you stop drinking, Artie. Shiz Happens is here. Public enemy numero uno. Shiz, you're stealing some of my thunder there. I think we're both top of the fucking pyramid on this one. I like to think of myself as Batman to your Batgirl. We will not reveal the Ward Dick Grayson because he is a ward after all. Oh, Uncle Shardy has more to say. You brought yourself some dragware. Oh, you bought yourself some dragware. Whatever floats your boat. Oh, Uncle Shardy, go put your wig and your fucking dress on. You fucking weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo, Artie. You're not even a likable weirdo. You're like John Gacy weird without the fucking clown makeup. Shardy. Shiz Happens says, hello, lovelies. Oh, more from Uncle Shardy. Uncle Shardy, we're going to read all your comments because, you know, we like to shine the light on stupid, point at you and laugh at you. You are fucking laughable. Shardy, you're more pathetic than Chili DeCastro. And when you get ranting and start acting like a loon, you remind me of Jason Dollarhide. Alan Killian is with us. I created a typo. You misread my last name. Even Steven NTFG. Nice. What typo? I hope I didn't get something wrong again. I already apologized once today. It's all my ego can fucking bear. And I believe I'm still 45 minutes behind in the fucking chat. Hey, Lisa, do you still have those red chili glasses you like to wear? McAddick says, Artie, go back to the bar, you fucking drunk. Dermot Costello says, I have a 2017 C-Class. What a machine. What a machine. What a machine. Walter Texas says, ah. Radius Hattis says, witch of bushy mustache. Which actually, apparently that got around and Witch heard about it. She did today admit that she has a mustache. I guess Mark said it was okay. He looks forward to kissing a girl, man. Katie D says, hi at Walter, Texas. Never get the lives. You are here now. We always wait for Walter. Alan Killian less than Clark. Did I fuck something up there? I'm sorry, man. John Clark is Chili's blow-up doll. Alan Killian is Alan Killian. The part of Alan Killian will be played today by Alan Killian. W124 Mercedes says, at Dermot Costello, yeah, I love Mercedes. I prefer the pre-1990 diesels. Them fucking new ones out today, man, are pretty fucking spectacular. Dermot Costello says Tom Selleck versus Witch of Heart. I think that Tom Selleck would win that mustache competition. Laura Rader says, at W124 Mercedes, my family had a pre-1990 diesel for years. Loved that car. Dad wanted a diesel so he could fuel it at home from the tractor combine tanks. That's a smart fucking move. Because farm grade diesel, which isn't any different than the shit that you get at the pump for like a fucking pickup truck diesel, is the same shit, but half the fucking price. Or it used to be that way. Walter wants to know if Limey equals Dan. No, the triggered Slimy is the triggered Slimy, not Dan. Another English cat. I don't know. I think he's proper British. I don't know. I don't think he's a Welsh wank. I'm looking. Mechanics. A lot of jugheads making fun of auditors. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Shiz Happen says they hate me, but must also sexualize me. It's fucking creepy. It is creepy. I too have been sexualized by them, Shiz. I don't like it either. Laura Rader says, true Shiz, creepy and cringe, sexualizing by old men. Shiz, I'm old enough to be your father, and I can honestly tell you, if you were my daughter, I'd be punching some motherfuckers in the mouth. And there might be one or two dudes that were missing about an eighth of an inch off the tip of their tongue, which really, really makes your fucking ability to speak almost non-existent. You start to sound like a flippy flip. Oh, Uncle Shardy's fart and stank has more wisdom for us. Ain't that cute? Coded le douche is simping for shiz. Simping is something you do. It's an I'm gonna get you up to fucking speed on what the word means. It's just an overbearing, kind of pathetic amount of affection. It's like allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. I'm not sure how you getting that, Shardy. Shiz is young enough to be my fucking daughter. Don't be such a douche, Shardy. Don't sexualize everything, Shardy. I look forward to your next pearl of wisdom, Uncle Shardy. Rolling. Shiz responds, Artie, how is that simping? What they're doing is wrong. Exactly. Douche. You're a fucking douche. Sober up, Shardy. Artie, are you okay with Mandy mocking me for being on the autism spectrum and calling me a whore? I'm sure Shardy's okay with that. Shardy doesn't have a moral compass. Oh, Misty Eyed Girl is with us. Says hi to everyone. Hello, Misty Eyed Girl. The Forgiven Jerry is here. Says Atchiz Happens is more like Superman and you're more like Joker. You called me the Joker? Jesus Christ. And you think Shiz is like Superman? Are you sexually confused, Jer? Falcax in the room. Burn 'em. I'm over here dealing with what happened with me on Saturday, and these cunts are bringing me into it. Hang out on the sideline for a little while. Wait for your opportunity. Wait on the sideline, Falcax. Don't get involved. Rest, relax, solid mind. Wait for the right opportunity. We'll substitute you in. Bang, bang, bang. Goal scored. You can stay in or come out, whatever. Let's wait to get you in and get an easy goal off these fucking wing nuts. Falcax again was just stopping by to let everyone know I'm still around. Then I hear that shit. Don't let it worry you, bro. Do your R&R, get your bearings, make sure you're healthy, make sure you're sound of mind, make sure your family's all taken care of, and come back and play in the fucking sandbox in the back on the playground over here at Geriatric Junior High School. Scrolling. Oh, I'm caught up in the fucking chat. Nice. Kate, Laura Rader says, Katie, she made a point of saying she was a human resources professional for 20 years and then got upset when Coded assumed her point was that she can't read people. Well, her whole argument was based on no evidence or fact. It was based on her ability to read people and to bolster her claim of, her resume, so to speak, of reading people. the big bullet point was been an HR professional for 20 years. But when in the final analysis, Kim Crawford completely fucking wrong. Completely fucking wrong. And Frauder the Reaper still to this day is running around. Mark the Sarcastic law student still spinning fables, telling lies for these fuckheads. For these fuckheads. Mark the Sarcastic lawyer today still telling lies for these fuckheads, saying that, oh, big deal, Reaper only stole chicken breasts. Are you not fucking paying attention? Are you intentionally fucking deceiving yourself? $157 worth of groceries. Not a pack of chicken breasts that inadvertently didn't get rung up. $157 worth of groceries. An entire full shopping cart that the police report states avoided all points of payment, circumventing them, and wheeled the cart out the fucking door. Come on, Mark, you fucking douche. You should pack your shit up and get the fuck out of here, Mark. There's a children's channel that's looking for a fairy tale writer. You might have good success over there, Mark. You can tap into all your fairy friends for their fairy tales, and then you can spin them into fairy fables. Nark the Sarcastic Snitch boy. Dan, they're over here getting more viewers than you. Dan, their channel's growing faster than yours. Dan, what are we going to do? I'll make up a lie about them. I'll encourage them to do things that are, kind of shady, and then I'll report back to you so you can do an expose on them. You fucking... Ooh, man. Are you sure that you're what happened that you were injured in the fucking military, Mark? Did the rest of the fucking ground crew, Mark, did they throw you out of a fucking plane on the ground without the staircase up? Did they push you out the fucking door? Because they're sick of fucking being around you. Is that how you got injured? Did they shove you out the fucking door because they're sick of your fucking mealy-mouthed snitchery? You strike me as a fucking blanket party guy. That you would be the fucking one. Me, James is here. Oop. Says hello to Walter. Dermot Costello says Mark was never in the military. Got any proof of that? Now they're going to say I accused Mark of stolen valor. He doesn't seem like a military guy. He seems like the kind of guy that maybe dressed up and, played bang, bang, I shot you first. All right, let's get into the Miss Mandy Cry Fest while Tina Slay massages and works new lies into the batter. Oh, I have a lot of... Kill that. Oh, and if anyone's looking for anything to kill time, we're looking for clips from the past Welsh News Network broadcasts where they accused Reagan Benson of killing homeless people to get their money. When Reagan Benson was informed that those accusations were being made, Reagan, this is according to the person who talked to Reagan Benson, heard me talking about it, and then talked to Reagan Benson about it. And Reagan Benson's response, I got an email today telling me about it. Reagan Benson's response was, who the fuck is Welsh News Network? You're mocking her every fucking day, and she doesn't even know who the fuck you are. I hope she sues you for defamation, douchebag. And I hope she sues Blecka, who apparently confessed to being the United States owner of Welsh News Network. Dumb fucking move. But then you guys aren't all that fucking bright, are you? All right, Karen's body cams and ring doorbells with Miss Mandy, the Cry Fest. Here we go, folks. Tina Slay. Oh, let me go back just a little bit. Uncle Shardy is there, and Tina Slay is about to enter the room.
Sounds like as well.
There she is. Hi, you beautiful.
Hi, baby. What you doing?
Oh, you know, just the usual.
All right, I want to drop down so I'm not taken away from her.
Oh, no.
Stay.
No, just stay, Uncle Artie. No, the box of unopened needles was in a dash cam box that Chili had left on a folding table that my sister was folding clothes on. And she said, "Whose is this?" And I said, "Well, it's not mine. I've never seen it before." And she opened it up, and it was a box of unopened needles. They were still.
Okay, so it was in a dash cam. I'm not sure that, I think that might be a detail change in the story. I'm not 100% sure. It was on a folding table. The last time I heard this story told, Tina was upset that Chili was in Caleb's room and had gone through his things. And after that, Tina's sister found the box full of needles in Caleb's room. Now the story's being reworked so that the box of needles were never in Caleb's room because, you know, it's pretty common sense easy, knowing that the police report was subsequent search of Caleb Slay's house, I believe the day after he met his demise by being on methamphetamine, carrying a pistol, and getting into a physical altercation with a police officer. You know, the odds are pretty good you're going to come out of that one injured. Caleb paid the price for his own stupidity. Needles were found in Caleb's house with drug residue and blood on them. Then we had, you know, people started to remember the old story Tina told, blaming Chili for bringing hypodermic needles into her house, which she was so upset because Chili was in her son's room and that's where the needles were. So it was easy to put together who the needles actually belonged to. Now, Tina is starting to look like a little liar because of her past stories don't jive with the current known facts. And so, you know, now all the shit she said about Chili is people are starting to fucking question it. Tina played up a lot of shit to celebritize herself. And I, you know, new to the game in the beginning, I bought into some of it. You know, I took her at her word. I don't fucking do that anymore. And a lot of it has to do with Tina Slay. Because Tina Slay told and is still telling a lot of lies. We're going to get into that right now. Let's have a listen.
Individually wrapped in plastic, you know, where you have to tear the plastic apart. And it was Chili's.
About how many needles was it?
It was a full box, so I don't know. I mean, we didn't go through and count them.
Who says it was Chili's? You found them in your house. Your son is a known methamphetamine user. He's got methamphetamine in his system at the time he died, according to the coroner's report, the autopsy. You yourself, Tina, in the stream you last did before this. Oh, no, you were on Welsh News Network last night. A stream or two ago, you showed up on someone's panel and you said that your son used marijuana and he used Molly. Marijuana, Molly, meth. They're club drugs, dipshit. Thanks for announcing to the fucking world, Tina, that your son was recreationally using drugs. Molly isn't a fucking light drug, Tina. Molly's a 6 to 8 hour fucking womb to the moon. I mean, people are willing to overlook marijuana. I don't think people are willing to overlook fucking Molly. Your son was using drugs, Tina. Wake the fuck up.
Oh gosh, so it's more than one though. Is
Correct. Correct.
Wow.
And you know,
About
it
how
was
long did he stay with you?
10 days.
That's a long time. That's a
Yeah.
long time. And the whole reason he came was because there was going to be a rally or something. Do I remember that correctly? For your son?
Correct. What?
We're rehashing the whole fucking Tina Slay story now. The whole reason he came. The reason he came was because Tina invited him to come. That's why he came. That's why Chili drove halfway across the country, because Tina contacted Chili. Tina wanted Caleb's face on Chili's poster of well, it was called Legally Deceased or something like that. I forget what the name of the poster was. Chili did not contact Tina. Tina contacted Chili. Tina invited Chili to her house. She gets to tell all the boo-hoo, wah-wah stories after the fact. Tina contacted Chili. Tina invited Chili to her house. Chili didn't come through on the promises he made. And Tina, a woman scorned because Chili didn't provide the fucking spotlight of celebrity that Tina so desperately fucking craves. And rather than deal with the mourning and the grief process over the death of her child, 2.5 years later, she's back at square one on some backwater podunk fucking YouTube channel that no one fucking watches, reworking her fucking lie and not allowing herself to accept what happened and move on from it. Tina's probably has already caused damage to her brain and her psyche, and she's continuing to do it. And these shitbags like Miss Mandy and Artie Shardy's stink bar are willing to facilitate the suspension of moving through grief in order that they, Mandy and Shardy, may gain notoriety for themselves. And so Miss Mandy can get super chats and clicks and views. You don't give a fuck that you're traumatizing this woman. You don't give a shit. You'll blast me for telling the fucking truth right here, but you'll bring that woman up and have her relive the whole fucking event over again for the benefit of you, Mandy, to get clicks and views. That's some soulless, vampiric shit. No wonder why you selling your naked flesh on a webcam to some fucking UK fucking drug addict, on and off fucking dope fiend. You hear me, Slimey? You on and off fucking dope fiend with the brain that doesn't fucking work right. Oh, speaking of brains and working brains, I'll hold off till we do the Witch of Farts stream.
One that he wanted to set up, one that he wanted to do. He invited himself. This was not something I set up. This was all Chili's idea. And
Just another grift. Just another grift.
Yeah. And while he,
Mandy, you're fucking grifting right now. You're grifting for petty little fucking super chats. You're having Tina run through her whole fucking boohoo sob story again, preventing her from accepting the reality of what happened, because the story she's telling is pure fucking delusion. And you're going to sit there, yeah, and rub a little fucking Tabasco in the corner of your eye and bring up fucking tears. Why? Because you think that's going to get you more fucking super chats? Jesus. You really are a fucking soulless piece of shit. Ah, wow.
While he was here, he filmed my minor child, which I have just recently found out, in the state of Missouri.
Chili filmed Tina's minor child. God knows where the fuck Tina was. She left her child with Chili like Chili was a babysitter for hours, while Chili put a poster board of Caleb Slay together, and Tina's daughter helped Chili put the poster together. There's video of it. And then big fucking Tumbawumba Tina wombles into the fucking room after all the work is done. And she's fucking praising Chili and she's happy all about it. She's talking to her daughter. She's not objecting to anything. She's participating in it. You used Chili as a fucking babysitter while you were doing what, Tina? While you were doing what? This is what I mean. Look, I don't like Chili. I don't care for Chili. I don't like the way Chili fucking sues people. I don't like the way Chili fucking talks about authority. I don't like the anti-authority attitude that Chili cultivates. But, you know, so Tina, you left your fucking daughter with Chili, and now he filmed my daughter. He wasn't filming your daughter. He was making a video of putting Caleb's fucking poster board together for the event the next day, which you had nothing to fucking, you didn't even participate in it, Tina. You just dumped your daughter in the fucking room with Chili and took off. And now you're talking shit about it. You can watch the fucking video. Your daughter fucking seems happy. Probably happier than when she's with you, which is why you left her with fucking Chili. And you're a fucking piece of shit. There's more than enough about Chili to fucking bitch about. There's more than enough about Chili to put Chili down and, criticize him. You don't have to make shit up, Tina.
Because we were in our home and he filmed her in our home is illegal in the state of Missouri for another adult to film a minor in a private setting.
Did you file a police report, Tina? Did you file a police report? Because if you didn't file a police report, you're the negligent party. Shut the fuck up. Hey, Tina, but probably the reason you didn't file the fucking police report, if it's a crime and Chili committed it, you just want to blah, blah, blah about it. Let's talk about how you left your minor daughter with fucking Chili DeCastro. Let's talk about that, Tina. You're the one that left your daughter. You're the one that's not supervising your fucking child. This is happening inside your fucking house. Chili didn't whisk her off somewhere. This is happening inside your fucking house, Tina. Hey, Tina, this version of the story you're now telling, obviously you didn't think a crime was committed. This is just shit you're talking after the fact because you did not then, and you still have not filed a fucking charge against them. So why don't you shut the fuck up about it? And the reason you're not filing the charge is you dumped your daughter on Chili, so you look like a fucking negligent loon. I would not leave I don't fucking care. If it wasn't somebody I knew for a decade or more, I'm not leaving my minor child daughter with some fucking 48-year-old guy that you just met fucking 2 days ago. The fuck's wrong with you, Tina? Something's fucking wrong with you. Something's really fucking wrong with you because your judgment is really fucking suspect at this point in time. And I think Chili's right. Somebody posted it in the chat. I think Chili was right. You don't want justice for your son. You want fucking celebrity for you. Oh, you're going to Washington now. Ooh. You finally getting the fucking attention you wanted from politicians. Ooh. You better not tell your fucking story while you're down there, Tina, because they're going to fucking look into it and then you're going to look like a fucking knucklehead. Because you already look like a fucking knucklehead. Good God, how could you take care of children? Stand in front of a fucking mirror, Tina, and look at yourself. You don't even fucking take care of yourself.
And post it anywhere on social media.
And he did that without your permission.
That is correct.
And
Press fucking
just
charge, honey.
real
Go all the way out. I'll help pay for it, and I'm not loaded. Trust me.
Real quick.
Artie, you're fucking loaded for sure. Jack Daniels. It was a nice video you made, Artie, where you dumped out a whole bottle and then put apple juice in the bottle so you can convince your listeners that you're only drinking apple juice. The Blue Bacon's already doing that fucking shtick, Artie. You a fucking hopeless drunk. You're loaded, dude. Not with money. You're loaded with something else. And a little shardy in your pants, too.
Quick, he came there because of the death of your son. And real quick, tell us how your son passed away, if you're able to.
Sure. So my son, and I want to be really clear because there is another group of people spreading some misinformation. My son lived in a home owned by my father by himself with his dog. He was 25 years old.
Then
He lived in his own home. He did not live at home with mommy because, again, there's a group of people with a channel going around spreading a bunch of misinformation. So
there's not a group of people. I didn't know in the beginning whether or not Caleb lived with you when he was killed or whether Caleb lived on his own. I picked one of the two because I know big mouth fucking Tina, you're going to correct me. When you said he lived in a house on his own, I corrected myself. I acknowledged that. So enough with your fucking running around blah blah about something that hasn't been said for fucking 90 days. Goosh. It's top time with Big Fat Tina. Is Miss Mandy trying to look like Snow White? What Disney prince? Let's play a game. Let's guess what Disney princess Miss Mandy will try to imitate tomorrow. Is that Sleeping Beauty? Which Disney princess had the red bow in her hair? You look like a guy. Miss Mandy, you look like a dude trying to pull off looking like a woman. It's really fucking weird. Shiz asks, what group of people? Why do they always have to assign it to a group? Because then it looks like they're being picked on. They're the fucking group of people. I'm a one fucking person. You got Miss Mandy, you got Frauder the Reaper, you got the whole Snooze Network, you got fucking NCR News, you got Mark the Sarcastic. You're the fucking gang of bullies, you dumb fucks. That's why they do it, Chiz, because they know they're a gang of bullies and they want to try to make it look like there's a big gang coming after them. Stupid.
Want to start that off. My son was minding his own business, was with a friend, parked outside of his home, when two DEA agents followed what they considered a suspect into my son's neighborhood. My son got out of his friend's car and was going across his front yard to his door when one of the DEA agents, Tony Gasparoni, pulled up and said, "Hey, I need to talk to you. And where are you going?" And my son said, "I'm going in my bleeping house," which he's broken zero law. He's not done anything wrong. All
right. So according to the police report, Caleb Slay was with another person. Casey Ray, the drug dealer that was being surveilled by the DEA agents, pulled up to the front of Caleb Slay's house. Caleb Slay and the other person were outside in the car. Tina has acknowledged that Caleb installed car stereos, or the other guy installed car stereos. They were outside in the car. Casey Ray pulled up. Casey Ray was not there to see Caleb Slay. Casey Ray was there to see the guy that was with Caleb Slay. Casey Ray acknowledged that. It's written in the police report. So I don't know where Tina's getting her information from. I'm getting my information from the police report, the summary and oversight that was done. And Caleb Slay was instructed by the first officer to remain in the vehicle. When the second DEA agent pulled up, the first DEA agent told Caleb to remain in the vehicle. When the second DEA agent pulled up, Caleb Slay was getting out of the vehicle, which he had gotten back into, and was walking across the front yard. The second DEA agent asked Caleb, "Where are you going?" Caleb responded to the DEA agent, to my fucking house, right? So right off the rip, Caleb is being aggressive. Why would you talk to the police that way? Why wouldn't you say, hey, man, I'm going inside my house? Is that all right? Why wouldn't you just say it? Why do you have to say, I'm going in my fucking house? You know why? Because you have a bad attitude toward authority, Caleb. And I'm pretty sure you got that from your soft-sit-oriented mommy. I'm pretty sure you got that from your authority-hating, soft-sit-minded mommy. That's why Tina Slay was attracted to Chili DeCastro. That's why Tina Slay reached out to Chili DeCastro for help getting notoriety, which she said was for Caleb, but it was really for Tina. And oh, Tina rode Chili's back to get a little cheap YouTube notoriety. And yet no one else in the rest of the fucking world knows who you are, Tina. But you're still here lying away almost every fucking day. Who is Rick? Listen. No, I know what a troll is, so don't try and say that I'm just passing through. Don't even see any reason to stay here. Bye. Okay, glad to see you go, man. Cool. There was some chitter chatter in the chat about stupid. Hello, baby. How are you? All right, let's get back to this.
Wasn't even being detained, but my son turned around.
He was being detained. He may not have been straight up told he was being detained, but he was told to go back and get in the vehicle by the first DEA agent, written in the fucking report. As he was walking away after going back to the vehicle, the second DEA agent arrived and asked Caleb where he was going. Caleb's response, back to my fucking house. The second DEA agent told Caleb to come back. So obviously he was detained. Obviously he was detained.
And came back and stood in front of the DEA officer, who was in plain clothes, was not identifiable. Tony Gasparoni at that moment decided to go back to his vehicle and get his bulletproof vest to put on.
How does Tina know this? How does Tina know that the DEA agent didn't identify himself? How does she know any of this? She wasn't there. So who is Tina getting this information from? Because the story Tina's telling here isn't in the police report. So who is Tina getting this information from? Did she just make it up? I think she just made it up. Because she's always talking about witnesses that the police didn't interview. Why didn't you alert the police that there were witnesses that weren't interviewed? Are they just figments of your imagination, Tina? Are they people you talked to when you were asleep? Are they the voices that help you work out this fucking fable you're now telling? Where are you getting this fucking information from, Tina? And why are two people sitting here and just
Still has never identified himself to my son. And when he asked my son if he was carrying any weapon, still not being detained, still not identified as a police officer, my son has said, as a matter of fact, I carry a gun. It's on my right front waist.
Okay, so according to the police report, the second DEA agent, when he was putting on his bulletproof vest, which clearly identifies him as DEA front and back, Caleb was mocking his unprofessionalness for not already having it on when he got out of the car. So Tina's full of shit here. Caleb knew he was dealing with officers. Caleb knew he was being detained. He was told by one of the agents to sit in the car. He walked away. The second agent called him back. He knows he's being detained because he came back. He didn't continue to go in the house. Where are you getting your information from, Tina? You weren't at the scene.
Tip, where I always keep it.
Yeah, same.
Gasparoni freaks out, screams, gun, 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 grabbed a hold of my son's wrists, who were out in front of him with his palms upward so that he could
So
show
he was not a threat.
So he was not a threat. John Stewart, the other DEA agent, who was with the quote unquote suspect that they had followed, handcuffed the suspect, threw him on the ground in the front yard, and ran up behind Caleb to bear hug him from behind. And Caleb kind of jolted because
that would
he
scare
wasn't
you.
expecting it. Yeah. And there was some sort of a scuffle, but Caleb fell backward on top of John Stewart.
There was some sort of a scuffle. You mean your son resisted when the officers tried to get control of his arms? What the report says is he said he had a gun on him. He held his hands out. I don't know where the palms up thing comes from. He said he held his hands out, and that when he reached out to grab a hold of his hand, when the agent reached out to grab a hold of his wrists, that's when Caleb Slay jerked away. The second agent came to help the officer in the scuffle. That's what the fucking report says. Where is Tina getting this information from? She wasn't there. Why is no one asking Tina for fucking receipts? Tina wasn't there. She's telling a narrative like she was standing there watching it. Tina wasn't there. Where did she get this information from? Nobody knows, and no one's ever asked Tina. Everybody just drinks the fucking Kool-Aid that Tina's serving. I'm not a Kool-Aid guy, Tina. I want a little better quality shit than your fucking Kool-Aid.
And as Caleb was getting up off of John Stewart's lower legs, Tony Gasparoni walked up behind him, put the gun to his head, and said, "I'm going to kill you, MFer," and shot him point blank in the head twice.
None of that is in the report. So where did Tina get this information? Where did Tina get this information from? That the agent said, "I'm going to kill you, mother effer," and then just bang, bang, shot him twice in the head. Where is Tina getting that from? It's not in the report. Is Tina, mentally disjointed from reality? I would say so. Would a mother tell a lie to try to exonerate the memory of her son? Absolutely. Where are you getting the information from, Tina? You never tell. You never say where this information comes from. You cite witnesses that weren't interviewed by the police. Who are they? Where are they? Maybe they just bullshitted you to get their little bit of notoriety. Maybe they're opportunists like Mandy and Reaper, who, if they had been there and saw what happened, they'd be telling you all kinds of fucking stories, Tina, just to get recognition, like you're doing now, telling stories to get recognition. You think it's going to help the memory of your son that you're going around making up fucking lies, Tina? Like the lie you told a year ago on August 23rd on some shit little fucking Anthony Rogers, I think is the name of the guy who had the podcast. Not 100% sure. I have the clip cut. I've watched it several times. You said that you think the DEA agents shot your son up with methamphetamine after they shot him with bullets. The host of the podcast, the YouTube stream you were on, said you think that, and you responded, "I believe that is so." You're running around telling fucking lies about DEA agents. And now you Now you're not telling that lie anymore. You invented, with the help of the Welsh News Network, you invented a whole new fucking fable about Adderall and Sudafed, neither of which test positive for methamphetamine on the lab equipment used in a coroner's office. It might happen on a piss test. It's a far inferior level of result than what you get from a coroner's laboratory. You hoodwink some people, Tina, the dumb people. I'm not buying your bullshit. I'm not buying your bullshit. Idiots like fucking Dan over at the Welsh Simp Network, they can buy your bullshit. Dan not only bought your bullshit, but he helped you shovel more fucking bullshit into the YouTube community with the invention of the fucking Adderall Sudafed shit. You said your son was buying Sudafed, he had a chest cold. Now you're saying, now your new lie is that you bought the Sudafed. Because I brought up the fact that, Sudafed is a key ingredient in making methamphetamine. So where you had been saying that your son had bought Sudafed, you're now saying that you bought the Sudafed. All this shit's going to show up when you go to fucking court, Tina. You're killing yourself. You should keep that fucking mouth shut, and you should get the fuck off YouTube and stop letting douchebags like Miss Mandy, the fake fucking crier, and Uncle Shardy, the fucking mindless drunk, take advantage of you for their own profit, clicks, and views. If you think Artie gives a shit, if you think Uncle Artie gives a shit about anything but himself, you've lost your mind. If you think that little skank on the left, Miss Mandy, gives a rat's ass about anything but herself, you've lost your fucking mind. Tina, you're sitting there woe is meing with two fucking idiots who don't give a shit about you. They're using you.
They handcuffed my son, removed the gun, rolled his body slightly to the left, removed the gun from his front right waistband, and called 911. No one gave him anyone.
Ooh,
To remove the
Watch Miss Mandy closely here. There's a smirk on her fucking face. And that cry is fucking fake. Good thing you shut the camera off. You should have given us a little more fucking evidence, you fucking fake. Did Triggered Slimey, the on and off dope fiend, did he teach you how to fucking fake fucking tear like this? Because that's what he does, when the long arm of the law puts the fucking pitch on him for being out and about fucked up. He's a crybaby too. Did you learn this from him? Watch her fucking closely.
They handcuffed my son.
You fucking smiling right in between those hands.
They handcuffed my son.
You fucking smile. Look at that. That's a fucking smile. That's a smile. Ooh, you ugly fucking soulless little fucking worm. That's a fucking smile. You proud of how you're about to fucking pull a con on everybody? Is that why you smirking? You proud of yourself right here? You got a little smile? Oh, I got these guys. I'm going to do the tear thing here. You fucking smiling. You're fucking smiling.
Removed the gun, rolled his body slightly to the left, removed the gun from his front right waistband, and called 911. No one gave him any medical aid.
Do you see any
His
fucking
front right waistband?
And first off, that sounds more like a laugh than a cry. When her hands pull away here, you tell me if you see anything that looks remotely close to fucking sadness in the expression on her face.
And called 911.
I'm going to slow this down so I can catch a clear glimpse. This is fucking pure fucking bullshittery right here.
And called 911.
Do you see any sadness on that face right there? I don't see any fucking sadness right there. I see a fucking smirk. I heard a laugh, not a cry, and I see a fucking smirk. Yeah, stupid. You know you're not fucking pulling it off, and you better kill that fucking camera quick. Do you see? I see a fucking smirk there. I see a fucking smile. I don't see a fucking cry. I see a facial expression that expresses someone's proud of the fucking act they're putting on. Fucking douche. Look at her mouth right there. Do you see sadness on that fucking mouth? I don't see sadness. I see a fucking smile. You proud of yourself, Mandy? You proud of your little act right here? I need to see real fucking tears or there's no Oscar coming because I see a fucking smile.
No one gave.
Oh, you're a shitty little person, Mandy. Shitty. Tina lies and you cry. Fake tears. Crocodile tears.
No one gave him any medical aid. No one checked him for a pulse. Caleb's friend asked Tony Gasparoni if Caleb was still alive. Gasparoni said, I don't know. John Stewart was on the phone with 911. 911 wanted him to go over and do a medical assessment to see if Caleb was still breathing. John Stewart said, well, he's not dead yet.
How do you know this shit, Tina? How do you know this shit? Who told you this shit? Your son's junkie friend? Is that who told you this shit? The fucking drug user your son was hanging around with? Is that who told you this shit? Because let me tell you who you don't fucking get information from. You don't get information from a fucking drug user. And that would include Miss Mandy. That would include Artie the drunk. That would include Frauditor Reaper, the Suboxone user. That one hasn't come out yet, has it? That Miss Frauditor Reaper's begging for cash to buy Suboxone. That story hasn't been told yet, has it? At least that's a story I've heard. Maybe I have receipts. Maybe not. Maybe, yeah. It's kind of like the mulberry bush or 2071. Or 512. Oh, I know a little more than you boys think I know. That's for fucking sure.
Oh,
And you guys, the reason why Miss Mandy is crying is she has seen a picture that is not public.
All right, I'm declaring a war on Chilita.
Why would you declare a war on Chile here, Artie? What the fuck are you? No, let's bash Chile. Chile has nothing to do with the fucking story that's going on here, Artie. Dumb fuck. Okay, I'm going to call for the... You got your fucking cue cards in the wrong fucking order. Either it says coded and you said chili because you're too drunk to fucking read right, or you weren't supposed to say that till later in the fucking dialogue. This has nothing to do with fucking chili. Miss Mandy boo-hooing in the background with the fucking camera off. Miss Mandy's crying because she's seen a picture. If you're showing the picture to people, let's see it. Because you talk about it all the fucking time, but you ain't showing it. Miss Mandy is not a reputable fucking person. She literally is a documented liar at this point in time. I've sat and watched her lie. I've sat and watched people produce actual text that shows, typed by Miss Mandy, that shows she's a fucking liar. I've heard reputable third parties that were involved in conversations indicate that the story Miss Mandy is telling presently is a fucking lie. What do all these people have in common? Drugs, substance abuse, addictions, daily begging for money. That's what all these sob storytellers have in fucking common. A desire for celebrity, a pill popping habit, drunkenness, and documented lying over the course of a year, which they think is fully justified because the lies are to hurt Chili. You think you're going to do that shit to me? I call out every fucking one of you. Every fucking one of you. I'll ruin your grifts. I'll ruin your e-bagging. I'll have you quit YouTube just like I did to Mark the Sarcastic Nark Snitch. Why ain't your channel growing anymore, Danny? You can't afford to buy fucking subscribers anymore?
You mess with the two ladies that I like, that are my friends offline, you're fucked, buddy.
You're fucked, Chili. Had Chili fucked with Miss Mandy? When did Chili fuck with Miss Mandy? Shardy, I think you're talking about me, not Chili. You said Chili, but I think you're talking about me. I'm trembling, Shardy. I'm fucking trembling, Shardy. Hey, Shardy, give me your address. I'll come over to your fucking house. We'll make this easy on you. I don't want you to have to drive anywhere or get popped on a fucking DUI coming to fucking get to fucking whatever the fuck you're going to threaten to fucking do, you joke. You fucking joke. Shardy, you're a fucking joke. You really are a joke. You know, I kind of was treating you, Shardy, like you were, you know, a fucking clown show. Now you're kind of a joke. You're at this point in time a bigger joke than fucking Miss Mandy is, because at least she's making money in her fucking nonsense. You're just doing it to fucking be the fucking dumb guy in the room.
I'm going all out online. It's not a threat of violence or anything. I'm really going to rip you a new one tonight.
Rip me a new one. Is that more anal, rectal, homophobic fucking nonsense? Artie, when you rip me a new one tonight, can you do it with the orange pumps and the green dress and the red-haired wig? Because you kind of remind me of my heavy-set, dementia aunt. And you talk down the same fucking fractured, wandering lines of non-logic that she used to communicate in.
Well, the reason why, let me explain to you guys the reason why Miss Mandy's crying is because I have sent her a picture, like I said, that no one has seen publicly. Very few people, I shouldn't say no one, very few people have seen publicly. And it is.
So Tina's sending around the picture of Caleb shot in the fucking head, which she only wants certain people to see it so that they can pull up this mental image and weep on command. She doesn't want everyone to see it, because if you saw the picture, you would understand why there was no attempt to revive Caleb Slay. I hope people are starting to understand this shit and figure this shit out. Tina has shown pictures of Caleb Slay's head wound to certain people, the people in her inner circle, the people she needs to be able to weep on command, so that mental image helps with it. She won't show it to the general public, because then the general public would be like, oh, okay, it makes sense that they didn't try to revive him. Half his fucking head is missing. So, you know, Tina, typical fucking Fable spinning. Only use the parts that help you, Tina. Only use the parts that help you stay in your fucking deranged state that you've been in for over 2.5 years. And probably, Tina, were in before your son died. You were probably delusionally detached from reality before your fucking son died, because you were one of these fucking anti-authority, sov-sit fucking weirdos. And you instilled in your son that hatred of authority. That's why your son was going to be the Serpico of Springfield. He was going to go to get a criminology degree in school, and he was going to join the police, and he was going to clean up the Springfield, Missouri Police Department single-handedly like a modern-day Serpico. You don't understand, Tina, that fucking story that you tell about how Caleb was going to clean up the dirty cops and Caleb had information on dirty cops. Tina, you don't understand that. That's Caleb expressing the anti-authoritarian police hate that you either intentionally or inadvertently communicated to him as he grew up as a fucking child. You're not a good parent, Tina. You're a fucking delusional fucking wreck, and you should seek professional help. I cannot fucking believe that your attorney would approve of this. And I cannot believe that your attorney has not recommended to you and made arrangements for you to have psychological counseling, grief counseling. 2.5 years, you're still grieving, and the attorney you hired didn't fucking get you a grief counselor. Guess what, Tina? The fucking lawyer's using your ass too.
It is of my son. After he'd been shot, handcuffed, with officers standing above him at his feet, still no one attending to him.
No one's attending to him. Miss Mandy's weeping over the fucking picture that Tina showed her. All the king's horses, Tina, and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. The egg isn't, it's not a man, it's not an egg with arms and legs. The egg is the fucking head. Humpty Dumpty. His head was fucking smashed. That's why all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. That's the picture you showed to fucking Miss Mandy. That's why she's crying. So, you know, if you're going to show the picture of the fucking head wound, and then you're going to turn around and say, and no medical attention was given to my son, that picture explains why no medical attention was given to your son. But you'll only show it to a select few because you don't want the information to get out to the public because it ruins your fucking narrative. But it helps to make people weepy when you need them to cry for you. Oh, Tina, you're using everybody too, the same way they're using you. And you wonder why you're caught in this fucking vortex of insanity into which you willingly invited Chili de Castro. Chili ain't the bad guy in this fucking narrative. Chili's villainous. He's not a fucking hero. But Tina, Chili isn't the fucking bad guy in your narrative.
With a piece of evidence about 3 inches away from my son's head. The police do not know this picture exists, but the evidence that's lying just inches away from my son's head disappeared. It is in 0 crime scene photos. It was not retained as evidence. It was not saved as evidence. It just disappeared. And in a police investigation, that is considered tampering with evidence. So I have photographic proof.
There was a hat that was photographed at the scene, a baseball hat that Caleb had been wearing. The hat went missing. All right, human error. Shit happens. It's not material. It's a fucking baseball hat. Tina, just because that baseball hat is missing, and granted, it does indicate that there may have been mishandling of evidence. But that's not a fucking, okay, that means the police were 100% wrong. No, it means the people afterward that did the investigation mishandled the piece of evidence. That's all it means. It's not a material piece of evidence, and it doesn't change the fact that your son was hanging out with a drug user who was being met by a drug dealer. Your son was armed. Your son had methamphetamine in his system. Your son did not follow simple instructions given by the police officer for their safety. Go back and sit in the car. That's all you had to fucking do. And none of this would have gone down. Your son's the fucking catalyst. Your son's the cause. The methamphetamine is the catalyst. Tina, your son is the cause. The methamphetamine is the catalyst. You need to start to accept that, Tina, or you're going to lose your fucking mind. And if your lawyer hasn't gotten you a fucking grief counselor yet, you can guarantee he's fucking using you. Because what he wants to put on the stand is a fucking woman who's lost her mind over the loss of her son. That's what he wants. That's not for your benefit, Tina. That's for his benefit. Remember, if you get a big settlement, he gets 30% of it. So he doesn't want you to get $1 million, Tina. Your lawyer wants you to get $100 million. That's what your lawyer wants. Because he wants his fucking 30 mil. That's why your lawyer hasn't gotten you a fucking grief counselor yet. And you're still here acting like a fucking loopy. Tina, you're more loopy than you were a fucking year ago. You seemed more sane when you were lying about Chili DeCastro than you do today lying about the events in which your son met his demise. Again, your son is the one who fucked up. Your son is the reason your son met his demise. Influenced by methamphetamine. While he was hanging out with another methamphetamine user and the drug dealer who pulled up to meet the guy that your son was hanging out with. You know, this is why when we were kids, our parents were very concerned about the quality and the character of people we hung out with. This is why, as a parent, this situation with Caleb is why, as a parent, I will always scrutinize the friends my son has. That's the lesson I learned, Tina. Here's the lesson I learned. That I should be ever vigilant of my fucking son and make sure he's not hanging around with drug dealers and drug users and using drugs himself. Even if he's an adult and moved out of my fucking house. Now I got to worry about that too. Because up until the shit with your son, I wasn't planning on having to worry about it till, you know, my son went to college. Then you're an adult, you're on your own. You got to learn to make your own fucking decisions. But now this fucking bullshit, 25 years old. 25 years old, and your son's going to switch his major from whatever he was taking to criminology to clean up the fucking delusions of grandeur, which go hand in hand with fucking drug use. Can you not read fucking these aren't fucking signs. These are fucking gigantic billboards on the fucking road of life. And you missed every fucking one of them. The needles were Caleb's, Tina, and he was using while he lived in the fucking house with you.
That evidence was tampered with, which then calls into question the entire
It doesn't call the entire investigation into question, Tina. That's bullshit. And there's no proof that evidence was tampered with. The only thing you can assume here is the low bar human error. That's the only thing you can assume here. Tampering is an intentional act. You have zero fucking proof of that. You're filling up this narrative that the DEA agents who didn't know who the fuck your son was came to his house that day to murder him, because you keep saying murdered. Your son was murdered. He wasn't murdered. He was shot during a physical struggle with police officers while he was under the influence of methamphetamine because he did not follow simple instructions. That is the reason why your son is dead today. Tina, you need to wake up and deal with the fucking reality of the situation. You need to stop trafficking with these fucking vampires that will suck the soul out of you for clicks and fucking views on YouTube so they can make super chat money. It's fucking sad. It's sad that your desire to be known as a fucking victim has led you first into the arms of Chili DeCastro and now into the arms of fucking Miss Mandy, Dan, Shardy, Welsh News Network. Tina, Team Skeptic have you on this show? When was the last time you were on Skeptic show? When was the last time you were on Irish Demon show? When's the last time you were on Masshole Report? When was the last time even Blue Bacon had you on? Tina, you're in the fucking outhouse of the fucking anti-fraud community. And you're getting fucking used like toilet paper.
Investigation. And I've been called a liar. I've been called all kinds of things. I have been called a meth head mama by Coded.
I don't recall calling you a meth head mama, but if I did say it, I'm not sorry I said it. I don't recall saying that. But if I did say it, it's apropos. You are a meth head's mama. You are the mother of a fucking meth head. He had methamphetamine in his system when they did the autopsy on him. Duh. When they did the search of the house a day later, they found a quantity of used needles with both drug residue and blood in them. It's going to show up in court, Tina. You should get a hold of it and grasp it now, because it's going to show up in fucking court.
Yeah, I've been called a lot of things by Coded too. And I don't give bullies any kind of
Bullies, you're the one that laughed at Shiz. You're the one that laughed at Shiz. Confirmed by someone you were a producer for. Don't make me call fucking names out. Don't make me call fucking names out and get people who don't want to be involved in your bullshit, Mandy, involved in your fucking bullshit. You mocked Shiz because when you said your son had autism, Shiz said, I have autism too. And you laughed at her and made some snide fucking remark. You're the fucking bully, Miss Mandy. Shiz is one fucking person. Shiz is one fucking person. You're going at her. Dan's going at her. The Simp Squad at Welsh News is going at her. Mark and Witch are going at her. Witch is trying to play her. You have a fucking gang. Shiz is one fucking person. You're the fucking bully, Mandy. You, Dan, Becca, Hank, Blue Bear, Jim Finch, Frauditor Reaper. You're the fucking bully squad. Shiz is one fucking person.
airtime. So
let me tell you another thing that people are very welcome to verify. There is a court case. It's called Missouri versus McNeely. It went to the Missouri Supreme Court, and I do believe it went to the United States Supreme Court.
All right. Tina completely misquotes and misuses this court case. It has to do with DUI stops. But she's now going to say that blood was drawn from Caleb, but she's also saying and has told that the police would not allow EMTs near Caleb's body. See, this is the shit. This is why you should keep that fucking yap of yours shut, Tina, because now you're acknowledging if blood was drawn from Caleb, then EMTs had to get to Caleb's body. You said the police wouldn't allow them to go to Caleb's body. Conflict. And that fucking big red light isn't going off. Fucking conflict. Conflict.
And it has to do with blood draw and consent here in the state of Missouri. In the state of Missouri, Blood cannot be drawn from somebody who is alive without consent. In the autopsy report, the medical examiner noted that EMTs who performed 0 life-saving measures on my son 49 seconds away from a level 1 trauma ER room without lights and sirens. Let that
Tina,
sink
just
in.
1 second. Tina,
And
just
I have
1 second.
proof.
Sorry, just
I hate
1
to jump
second.
in, Tina.
Let me play.
Humpty Dumpty had a meth needle. Humpty Dumpty injected it all. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. The reason, Tina, look at the fucking picture, Tina. I haven't even seen it. I know what the picture looks like. I've never seen it, yet I know what the picture looks like. Look at the picture, Tina. That's why no life-saving procedures were performed on Caleb. Look at the fucking picture, Tina. All right? Other people you've shown that fucking picture to, none of them have said to you, oh my God, that's fucking horrible. Tina, you can kind of see from the picture why they didn't do anything to try to resuscitate him. Because, hey, Tina, if you look at this picture, Tina, if they had revived him, you would have an adult baby whose diaper you had to fucking change 3 times a day and wipe drool off his chin constantly for the next fucking 30 years. Look at the fucking picture, Tina. Look at the picture that you've shown other people because you want to jerk tears out of them while you ignore the reality of that picture and blather on about how no life-saving procedures were performed on your son because all the king's horses, Tina, and all the king's men can't put that shit back together again. You're not, Tina, you need fucking help. You really need to get fucking help. You need to get the fuck away. You need to get the fuck away from these psychic vampires, these enablers of fucking misery. These people are enabling you to remain in misery so they can get fucking clicks, views, and super chats. What a fucking horrible place this is. Holy shit. You're going to be able to be on YouTube in hell. Don't fucking worry about it.
Play this just real quick, please. Let me please.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Not a video, just throwing that out there.
There's
I'm
a
getting some
video of
messages.
Tina's law firm team have put together.
Kim
I sent
Crawford,
the link in private.
just
Yeah.
letting you know, everybody coming in, this has become a conversation with Tina Slay and Uncle Artie about Chili DeCastro and the things that going on while he was with Tina Slay and about Tina's son. Now, I do want to say, I know this community is very pro law enforcement, but very high society red and very pro first responders. And I will say 99.
Don't delete comments anymore. I want to read what that shitbag has to say. Let his words be up there.
% of those are great people, but you know, there are bad apples in every bunch. We're just hearing about the bad apples. And I believe that our community is really good about calling out those bad apples. Well, here they are. We're hearing about the bad apples today.
You're the fucking bad apple, Mandy. You're the fucking bad apple. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're fucking doing. Look at what you're doing. You are a disgusting, shitty, fucking human being who's milking a fucking tragedy for what? Notoriety, popularity, clicks and views, maybe a super chat here and there. Miss Mandy, if you don't understand the fucking damage that you're doing, enabling to happen to Tina Slay right now, you really should get the fuck off YouTube. You really should. You're a shitty fucking person, Miss Mandy. Hey, Triggered Slimy, while you watch this fucking dog that you pull your pud to on fucking webcam emotionally abuse another person, does that get you off, Slimy? Is that what you're paying for? Is that what you're paying for, you miserable fucking mush-brained motherfucker? Is this what you're paying? Is this how you get your rocks off? Slimy?
And by the way, Donny Osmond made a very public apology regarding bad apples because it's scientifically proven that a bad apple does spoil the whole bunch because it breaks down into specific gas that does leach out.
We're just referenced fucking Donny Osmond. She just referenced Donny Osmond and started talking about how one bad apple spoils a bunch. Tina, you're the fucking bad apple. You are the bad apple, Tina. You're the one spoiling. You're the one telling lies, Tina. You're the one making up fables. And you're hiding under, I'm a grieving mother. No one fucking cares anymore, Tina. You've been telling the same fucking bullshit story for a year, and now you're starting to fucking change it up because you got called out on fucking lies. Finally. No one would do it. You finally got called out on your obvious fucking lies. And your response isn't to take a step back and get adjusted to the reality of the situation. Your response is to reach out to these fucking filthy human beings. Miss Mandy, Frauditer Reaper, Welsh News Network. And what do? They help you make up new fucking lies. Every bit as pathetic as the old fucking lies.
Into those good apples and will eventually spoil them.
Well, a team is only as strong as their weakest member, you know?
Fuck. We quoted Donny Osmond. We talked about one bad apple spoiling all the fucking apples. And then we get fucking a team's only as strong as its weakest link. What the fuck what bearing on what's going on did the statement, the team is only as strong as its weakest link? You're just making fucking noise with your mouth. A, you're not a team, and none of you has the strength to be an actual fucking link. You're literally just like fucking pieces of rope laying in the fucking dirt. And our team's only as strong as its weakest link. What the fuck does that have to do with anything here? Donny Osmond. One bad apple spoils the whole bunch, which I don't think was Donny Osmond. I think it was fucking Michael Jackson. I think it was the Jackson 5. I'm pretty sure it was the fucking Jackson 5. Donny Osmond? You fucking Donny Osmond? Oh my God.
Correct.
Tina, you're in crazy fucking town. You're literally in crazy town. You're talking about the death of your son and you quoted fucking nonsense Hollywood entertainment shit, Donny Osmond. And the follow-up is Miss Mandy, the team is only as strong as its weakest link. Holy fuck. Is the Welsh waterheadedness contagious? It just seems, hang out with fucking Welsh News Network or Nark the Sarcastic fucking Snitch boy for a week or fucking two, and you become fucking dumb and unwilling to do anything but tell fucking lies. It's amazing shit.
And I'm not against law enforcement. I have family that wear a badge. I have family that wears a badge. I have family that retired from law enforcement.
And I know that about you, honey. I know that about you. And I know you're
But
not.
I want people to understand I'm not against law enforcement. I'm not. But the system is flawed. And when a system is flawed, you have to change it somehow. And when I was introduced to chili on TikTok,
the system is flawed. The system is flawed. She makes that statement. Then she says, when I was introduced to chili on TikTok. So Tina went into this with the system is flawed attitude. Tina had the system is flawed attitude before Caleb passed away. Tina's had the system is flawed attitude probably for decades. Maybe she picked it up from her mom or her dad. Maybe grandpa that bought the house for Caleb has the same fucking the system is flawed attitude. You guys don't seem to understand how your inherent, your ingrained attitude affects your outlook on life and your interactions in reality. And when you hold notions that aren't realistic, the system is flawed. You're not saying how the system is flawed. You're just saying the system is flawed. Hey, shithead, here's the fucking problem with you people who have rejected God. Humanity exists in a fallen state. We fell from grace. There is nothing, not one fucking thing that a human being or any combination group of human beings do that isn't fucking flawed. Giving birth, having a child, procreation, it's flawed. Babies die. Children die. Young adults die. And in the end, everyone dies. Everything's flawed. Trees, a little acorn turns into a giant oak tree. And then one day, it falls over and it rots. Everything's flawed. Nothing's permanent. So just saying the system's flawed, you get that fucking idea in your head that the system's flawed, and it starts to affect how you work and interact in reality. Yeah, the system's flawed. You can't let it force you to think the system isn't worth shit. Everything's flawed. You're flawed, Tina. You're obviously flawed because you can't accept reality. But rather than you work on your flaw, instead of you fixing your flaw, Tina, your inability to accept the reality of what happened, you're going to take that energy and curse the fucking darkness. You're going to shit on the world. You're going to yell at the fucking world. You're going to tell the world it's corrupt. You're going to tell the world it's flawed. And you know what? The world's going to kick you down the fucking road like an empty soda can.
Chili was not doing First Amendment audits. All he was doing was teaching what he said was constitutional law with that ridiculous poster, that ridiculous board, step and repeat, as he calls it. He was not doing the insane crap that we see him doing today.
No shit, Tina. Chili didn't go crazy until after you started running around YouTube talking shit about him. You made that happen. You helped him make that happen. You weren't telling the fucking truth. You were exaggerating. You were telling fucking lies. Chili filmed my minor daughter. You should have showed the fucking video, because then everybody would have been like, okay. She was with him while he put together a poster board of pictures of your fucking son. Where were you? Where were you, Tina? It's happening inside your fucking house, and you don't know what the fuck is going on? That's a Tina problem. That's not a Chili problem. The video's there. Chili didn't do anything wrong. He's putting together a fucking poster board for your dead son, and you dumped your fucking daughter on him, and now you're holding it against him. You watch that fucking video. Chili was nothing but fucking polite to your daughter, and he was interacting with her and engaging her in the work that was being done. She was participating. Tina, she might not be getting that level of attention from you, which is why she enjoyed being with Chili, and that fucking bothers you.
He actually did sound halfway intelligent. He actually did sound like he knew what he was doing.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's okay. I'm at to cut it off. Thank you, Uncle Artie.
Thank you, Uncle Artie.
I did that just to kind of make you two giggle for a second. I'm sorry.
Caleb, shocker to make you both. So it worked because I thought I was going to go in and cut it off, but I forgot to do it with everything going on. Thank you, Uncle Artie.
Sorry,
You're great.
I'm just-
No, you're sweet.
So that's the one thing I want people to understand. If I had seen the Chili de Castro that all of you have seen, I would never in a million years have ever had any contact with him.
Can I play this video?
You know why you didn't see that Chili de Castro, Tina? Because it's become really apparent to me. Chili de Castro wasn't really like that until after you started talking shit about him all fucking day long. You might be the fucking person that pushed him over the edge, Tina, because you did a lot of damage to him. And again, I'm no fucking fan of Chili, but that I'm not going to sit here and act like your little fucking negative PR campaign against Chili didn't affect his fucking psyche. In fact, Tina, one might be able to truthfully say that the Chili de Castro that exists today is the direct result of your fucking betrayal and shit talking because you didn't get the fucking celebrity you wanted to get.
Oh,
Sure.
that Uncle Artie sent me. I don't want to upset you.
No,
Hey,
no,
Uncle
it's all
Artie,
right.
Mark, the Sarcastic Law student, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. Let me see. Look what StreamYard does now. Look at that. It actually shows member milestones. Thank you, Mark. Let me play this video real quick. Here we go, guys. I'm going to make it full screen, actually. StreamYard will work, I think.
Watch when she shakes her head here. Look at the look on her face. She has that 1,000-yard stare. I'm going to skip through this because this video is nothing but propaganda. There's no factual information in it that hasn't been harped over 1 billion times before. It's very superficial, and it's a promotional piece purely to benefit the attorney and not Tina Slay.
And DeWitt Lacey. That's.
I can't believe that they would play this and taint potential jurors. Fucking A. Tina's lawyer shot this shit and then gave it to Tina to fucking release. I can't. It's a pretty dumb fucking move.
Wow.
That's the hospital. And by the way, that video
says that the lawyer knows he doesn't have a fucking winnable case, and the best he can do is attempt to settle out of court. That's exactly what that fucking video says.
Was produced and put out by my attorneys, Ben Nussbaum and DeWitt Lacey.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That's very personal. I appreciate
Which
that.
one represented Rodney King?
So the John Burris, the law firm is Burris, Curry, Nussbaum, and Lacey. That's the four.
So we're not talking about the facts of the case. Now we're going to talk about this lawyer represented so and so, and this one it has nothing. Who they represented in the past has nothing to fucking do with the facts of your fucking case. And if your lawyer gave you a video that has actual evidentiary quality to it, then you by playing it are tainting the potential jury pool, which I can't understand why a fucking lawyer would do that unless the promotional piece, the video, is for impact to motivate an out-of-court settlement, which means your lawyer knows you don't have a winnable fucking case. And when this video came out, Tina said she guaranteed that there would be a lawsuit filed by May 1st. Now she's going to tell you it's a month to 2.5 months away. So Tina said, after meeting with the lawyers and the production piece was put together and all that, she went on Ironton Auditor's YouTube stream. And she made a statement. She guaranteed that there would be a lawsuit filed by May 1st. Now she's saying it's a month to 2.5 months away, or a month to a month and a half away. She'll say it here. So fuck May 1, fuck June 1, fuck July 1, fuck August 1, fuck September 1. Soon as you're going to see a case filed is November. What happened to I guarantee a case is filed by May 1st?
4 partners, and John Burris represented Rodney King. As a matter of fact, DeWitt Lacey, who you just saw, the black gentleman, was just at a Taylor Swift concert last night with Sugar Ray Leonard.
He's a Swiftie, so you're definitely going to win.
Yeah.
So the lawyer, what bearing does this have on the fucking case? Oh, by the way, the lawyer you just saw, he represented so-and-so, and he was with Sugar Ray Leonard at a Taylor Swift concert last night. You know what you just said, Tina? My lawyer's too busy hobnobbing with celebs to be bothered with working on my fucking case. He guaranteed through your mouth, that a lawsuit would be filed by May 1st. Now you're saying it's probably not going to be out till September, October. And now you're bragging that your lawyer's hobnobbing around with fucking celebrities? Tina, it sounds like you're getting taken for a fucking ride here. It sounds like your lawyer doesn't give a shit about you, Tina.
And also, they represented Colin Kaepernick in a few things, I believe. So it's one of the top civil rights law firms in the country. They do not just take any case. They only take cases they can win.
That sounds good.
So like I said, paramedics were... So
sorry.
You guys just saw from my attorneys, this is not something I did. This is from my attorneys who have the police report. My son was alive for 15 minutes. Paramedics were on scene 5 minutes after he was shot.
Shot in the head twice with a 9 or 10 millimeter bullet at about 3 foot range. Not point blank, according to the report. I don't know where Tina's getting her information from. She's never disclosed it. The piece you're citing that the attorneys gave you, Tina, is a fucking propaganda piece. Your son was on methamphetamine. He got shot in the fucking head twice at close range. There's a reason why they're not attempting to resuscitate him. What do you want him to do? CPR? And just watch blood run out the fucking side of his head? Remember, Tina, you have a picture of what the wound looks like. You have a picture of it. You're showing it to a select few people so you can get a woe is me. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's the worst thing a mother could have happened to her. You want that fucking tearjerker sympathy. It's so manipulative. They're manipulating you. You're manipulating them. The lawyer's salivating over not having to bother with a fucking trial and just walking into a room and working out a few $1 million negotiated settlement at the best. And he takes his chunk of it and bye-bye fucking Tina. Meanwhile, he's going to fucking concerts. And your case that was supposed to be filed, you guaranteed it would be filed by May 1st, is now still more months away. That's some amazing shit, Tina.
And they weren't allowed to treat him?
They didn't treat him. They didn't even roll him over. They left him handcuffed, faced. I don't know. They didn't let first responders up there, the fire department.
What the fuck do you mean you don't know why? You have a picture of his fucking head. Look at it. That's the fucking reason. You need to get in touch with fucking reality, Tina. No attempt to revive him because he was unrevivable. So what? He had a faint heartbeat. So what? Half his fucking head is blown off. What do you think? They're just going to super glue it back together at the fucking hospital, Tina? Huh?
Department because scene integrity was too important, and that's words used in the police report.
I don't know if she can answer that, Tesla Radio. They want to know if there's been any updates on the case. I don't know.
So the lawsuit, the criminal case was deemed justified and closed. And the civil lawsuit has not been filed yet. I'm told within the next month and a half to 2 months time frame. I am working with a reporter from a national news organization.
You mean Nancy?
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Nancy.
With a reporter.
All right. So whenever Uncle Artie's here for a reason, because Uncle Artie's the fucking village idiot, right? Every time Tina's together talking about this case and Uncle Artie's around, Uncle Artie does, you mean the Nancy? And Tina goes, ba, 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 ba. And then Uncle Artie starts to, it's Nancy fucking Grace. They're trying to tell you without telling you. They've done this routine like fucking 3 or 4 times. I've seen it now. It's a fucking joke.
From a national news organization?
You mean Nancy?
Sorry.
No. Sorry.
This is all a fucking act. This is all an act. It's probably pre-rehearsed. Tina and Artie have done the fucking, you mean Nancy? Ba, 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 ba. They've done that fucking before quite a few times. Miss Mandy's dressed like fucking Snow White and does a fucking tearjerker scene. This is a fucking act.
I did get an
Pelosi. I'm just kidding.
I did get an update. So I have done an interview with this person via Zoom with my attorney, Ben Nussbaum, who everybody saw in the video, present on the Zoom call. My dad and I gave an interview that was audio recorded only. This reporter has been doing an 8-month investigation into the DEA and lack of accountability with the DEA.
Tina, you know why you got an audio only recording? Because they don't want to show you ugly fucking mug on TV. You ain't gonna make that fucking news report, Tina.
She came across Caleb as being a death by DEA agents and reached out to me. I am a small portion of the story in which she is doing.
Right, you're a small portion. Guess what? You're probably not going to make the fucking final cut. That's why they only did an audio interview. It's television, stupid. They only did an audio interview. You ain't gonna make the final cut. And that whole Nancy Grace thing might be total bullshit. Might be total bullshit. Tina just making shit up. She tells a lot of fucking lies.
We are touching base Friday again, and she is actually coming, and I'll send that screenshot to you, Uncle Artie, so you see it. Because I did say this last night on WNN. She wants to come and meet my family face to face, and she wants to go to where Caleb took his last breath. And
Which is Welsh News Network, by the way, everyone.
She wants to see for herself. She wants to take that same drive to the hospital and stopwatch time it.
Good.
She has
been taking it seriously.
She has.
No one's taking it fucking seriously. It's Nancy Grace, for fuck's sake. It's pure fucking sensationalism. Show Nancy the picture of the fucking blown apart head. She'll put that on fucking TV. She'll fog it, and she'll understand why your son didn't get any fucking attention from the EMTs, because you can't put Humpty Dumpty fucking together again. It's a fucking children's nursery rhyme, and you can't grasp it.
Has reached out to
Pokey, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Justice for Caleb. Yeah.
Thank
if
you.
we could get that in the chat, hashtag Justice for Caleb.
She has reached out to the Springfield Police Department to get a copy of the police report. And I will find out Friday, but last Friday, because I keep in touch with her on a weekly basis, as of last Friday, over a month and a half request for the records had gone unanswered. Now, she does have the records. She does have everything that I have, because my attorneys gave me their blessing to send her everything I had, which is also things that the Springfield Police Department does not have. Witness statements that they do not have, photographs that they do not have. She has it all. She has every bit of it. Yes, thank you. The men are still on the force.
All of them are still working. Did anybody get any kind?
All right, here we go. So now we're going to start bad-mouthing the professionals that did their job and were cleared of any wrongdoing. It's not Tina and the Tina Simps are going to fucking start bad-mouthing men who have families and people to provide for. But Tina's a loser in life, so she doesn't give a fuck who she drags down. Same as Miss Mandy. Miss Mandy is a straight up fucking loser in life. She's parting ways with her second fucking husband, and she's in a fucking masturbatory digital relationship with a fucking dude who's an ocean away. Oh, hey, it sounds like the same grift Rebecca's running on Dan, while Dan thinks he's a handsome, charming man who's got one foot in the fucking grave, and all Becca wants is to get her name in the fucking will.
Of time off, anything.
No. They were supposed to both be on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
But nothing happened?
However, this will just really blow your mind. The one and only interview that Jon Stewart gave to police was 10 days after my son was murdered.
He wasn't fucking murdered. He was killed because he got into a physical altercation with federal agents while armed and under the influence of methamphetamine. Your son was killed. He was not murdered.
Jon Stewart, 9 days after my son was murdered, was involved in an undercover sting operation where he applied for search warrants and arrest warrants.
He applied. He was interviewed on the 10th day. But on the 9th day, he applied for search warrants. Oh my God. It's Oh my God, what a corrupt fucking system. I can't wait. Let's listen on to more of this story.
While he was supposed to be on administrative leave.
Oh my God, do you see how fucking broken the system is? He wasn't interviewed till day 10. On day 9, he filed for a search warrant. He should have been on administrative leave. Applying for a search warrant is an administrative act. He didn't go there and kick the fucking door down. He applied for the fucking warrant. That means you fill out paperwork. That's what fucking administrators do. Miss Mandy is a fucking producer. She administers. Miss Mandy just sat there and let that fly right the fuck by her. Didn't say a fucking word. Now, I can understand a dope like Uncle Shardy not fucking getting it, but Miss Mandy is an administrative person. And she doesn't understand administrative leave. Administrative leave means you're a desk fucking jockey. You're filling out paperwork. You're not out in the field arresting people, cuffing people, knocking down doors, searching for drugs. You're filling out fucking paperwork. Guess what you got to do to get a fucking search warrant? You got to fill out fucking paperwork. How fucking dumb are you? How fucking dumb are you? Oh my God, you've uncovered a fucking conspiracy, the type of which is indicative of a third man on the fucking grassy knoll.
Tony Gasparoni,
That seems very shady suspect.
the alleged trigger
Oh, that's shady, Miss Mandy. Are you reading the responses off a fucking cue card? You don't know what administrative duties are, producer?
man, and there will be reasons coming out later that you will understand why I say the alleged trigger man.
And bad, I get that, and I was thinking the same thing, but I think they still have a duty to administer life-saving aid. I could be wrong, but I was seeing a
life-saving aid, Miss Mandy. Now look at the fucking picture that Tina sent you. You dumb fucking Miss Mandy. Life-saving aid. When half your fucking head is blown away, there is no aid that will save your life. Let me put it in fucking childlike terms for you. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't give life-saving aid to Humpty Dumpty again.
do for years, and I think you still have a duty.
They have a duty to preserve human life at all cost, and not only that, Caleb was an organ donor.
Oh
my God, do you see? They deprived people of Caleb's organs. This is like thermite paint in the fucking World Trade Centers. This is as big as fucking... The moon landings were shot in a Hollywood studio and men were never on the fucking moon. Caleb was an organ donor. Except here's the fucking problem, Tina. Caleb's organs had fucking methamphetamine in them. So all your fucking blah, blah about Caleb being an organ donor, see, Caleb fucked that up too. Caleb fucked that up too when he injected himself with methamphetamine before he armed himself and went out for the day and wound up while high on methamphetamine getting into a physical altercation with the police, rendering him not viable as a fucking organ donor when the altercation with the police resulted in his death. But we can't use your fucking organs, Caleb, because you were using methamphetamine, and we can't put an organ in a fucking organ donor with a fucking methamphetamine residue in it. It's all the fucking, it's a big conspiracy. Tina, the only one involved in a conspiracy is you and these fucktards, and you're conspiring to keep the fucking truth from being known. Your son was hanging out with a meth user. Your son was high on meth while hanging out with a meth user. While your son was high on meth, hanging out with a meth user, a meth dealer drove up. The meth dealer had DE agents surveilling him. They drove up. Suddenly, it's a fucking raid. Everybody sit the fuck still, right? The DEA was just on a surveillance run, but opportunity. Opportunity comes a fucking knocking. So let's recap. Your son, Tina, was high on methamphetamine and armed with a gun. He was hanging out with another drug user when that drug user's drug dealer drove up to Caleb's sleigh house, where Caleb was high on methamphetamine and armed with a gun. Then DEA agents came. What a coincidence. Now, of all the places in the world DEA agents might fucking be, this would be one of the places that DEA agents might fucking show up. It's not a fucking conspiracy, Tina. You're the one doing the fucking conspiracy shit, trying to cover up the fucking truth. Let's go through it again. Your son did meth. Your son armed himself with a gun. Your son was hanging out with another meth user. His drug dealer rolled up to Caleb's house, where Caleb was armed with a gun and high on methamphetamine. In tow with the drug dealer came 2 DEA agents that were surveilling the drug dealer that was there to see Caleb's buddy, who Caleb was hanging out with while high on methamphetamine and armed with a gun. Said DEA agents approached the scene and Caleb fucking panics.
So he could have, and when I say could have, bad, he could have saved somebody else's life.
No, he couldn't, because he was high on fucking meth, and they're not going to take your meth high organs and put them in someone else's fucking body. They can't. Do you know the fucking liability that would cause? If the person who needed a fucking kidney and Caleb was a perfect match sat there and begged and fucking cried, the medical people would say, we're not putting a fucking kidney in you that's got methamphetamine in it. We're not fucking doing it.
Could have saved maybe many people. Wow.
No, Miss Mandy, you delusional fucking Disney character. Wow, he was high on meth, so they're not using any of his fucking organs. Not the day he used the meth and died, not 2 days later, not a fucking week later. They're not using the fucking organs. You fucking dumb Disney character.
And the reason I say could have, this happened November the 2nd. His body was not released until December 31st.
So what? The body's what are you going to do with the body? You're going to pretend it's alive and put fucking puppet strings on it? You can't use the fucking organs. There's methamphetamine in the fucking organs. His organ donor status is blown when he injected fucking methamphetamine into himself, right? Bad day to die if you want to give your organs away, the day you're high on meth. What's the difference whether he was in a drawer in the morgue or buried in the fucking ground? What does the time span have to do with shit? Oh, if they had only got him back on the 14th day, they could have used his organs. No, he was on methamphetamine when he fucking died. They're not using his fucking organs. Stop with this fucking bullshit narrative. More fucking fable spinning, more tear jerking, more Disney princess meets the Shrek of fucking YouTube.
At that point, no organ was viable.
No organ was viable before he fucking died, Tina, because he shot himself up with meth before the DEA agents had to shoot him to subdue him, because while he was high on meth, he got into a physical fucking altercation with a police officer who was like 5'6", and your son was like 6'2", 250 pounds, and a fucking ex-football player. You're leaving those fucking details out too, Tina.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, Kim, I'm thinking the same thing. Oh, Tina, I want you to know you have my prayers. I know you already know that, but I love you
Thank
so
you.
much. And you know you can reach out to me anytime. I hope you know that.
Thank you. And bad.
Bad's
I was-
good people.
Oh no,
He
no,
is.
no. I'm not. I'm answering a question. You see, I was on scene while my son's heart was still beating.
God, I can't.
Tina Slay was not on fucking scene. There's no way they're letting this fucking lunatic within 100 fucking yards of this. And according to the police report, Tina Slay was a considerable distance up the road and was never on the fucking scene. You're lying, Tina. You lie a lot.
And while
How
while
old
I
was he? Can I ask
20
that question?
25.
It's a year after it fucking happened. You've talked to Tina about this shit how many fucking times? You don't even know how old this fucking kid was, Miss Mandy? It's almost like you're not paying attention.
Young man, very young man.
25. And do you want to know how much we support law enforcement? Caleb was changing his major from business management to criminal justice.
Caleb was changing his major from business management to criminal justice. Changing it. That means it hadn't yet changed. That means this whole fucking criminal justice story could very well be a figment of fucking Tina's imagination. Was in the process of change. You know how hard it is to change your major in fucking college? It's like a fucking form. One page. And then the next time you register for classes at the beginning of the semester, you register for the appropriate classes for your selected field of major study. It's simple to change your fucking major. But he hadn't actually changed it. He was in the process of it. Which means this could just be delusion from Tina.
He wanted to be a police officer.
She's working on that bad, actually. He said get the media on this.
Yeah.
Decent, respectable media.
Our local media won't cover it. That's why I'm working with a
The fuck do you mean your local media won't cover it? There's fucking local media fucking videos on YouTube. Tina, your local media doesn't want to cover it because you piss everyone off because you're fucking delusional lunatic and you act like a fucking asshole, which is why the sheriff himself said if you continued to fucking threaten him, he wasn't going to do anything to fucking look into your son's stuff. Because you were fucking threatening the guy. Tina, you're every bit as off the fucking deep end as Chili DeCastro is. Every fucking bit.
a journalist from a national news organization. And
God, I want to say who it is. Blonde.
don't.
It's fucking Nancy Grace. You've already said it 7 or 8 times already, you dumb fucking drunk.
And just so you know, guys, Uncle Artie knows. And the reason why I don't want to publicly say who is because Chili Jr. or Chili's BFF has called out in his stream wanting to find out who this national reporter is.
It's fucking Nancy Grace. You've said it yourself, you dumb, fat, chubby thing. It might be tough time for Tina. It sounds like you need to cool your brain down a little bit. And stop trying to associate me with fucking Chili, Tina. It's such a shitty little fucking tactic. You're the one, Tina, that was associated with Chili. Huh? So if it's a bad thing to be associated with Chili, why do you keep bringing it up? You're the one that was associated with Chili, Tina. You invited Chili to come to your home. And then when you didn't get the fucking celebrity you thought you were going to get, you went on a little tour of YouTube and told a bunch of fucking lies about Chili.
And wants to brigade them, calling my son a drug addict, calling my
I didn't call your son a drug addict. Tina, you called your son a drug addict. You said he smoked marijuana. You said he used methamphetamine. You said he used Molly. You said he smoked marijuana. You said he used Molly. You said he had to put concerted effort into staying clean for 2 years, which is why he hadn't actually changed his college major, because he had drugs in his system. And he had to wait. He had to wait 2 fucking years for his system to clean out before he could change his major over, because if he couldn't test positive, there was no real reason to change from business management to criminology. Your son was a fucking drug user, Tina. I don't know if you realize that you've blurted this out to the entire world when you said he smoked marijuana, he recreationally used Molly, and he had to wait 2 years for his system to get clean because of hair and nail testing. Your words, Tina, you said it. The reason I know for sure that your son was using drugs are your statements, Tina.
My son all kinds of things over.
You know, if your son was a drug addict, if your son was homeless, if your son was whatever, if he was a rapist, which I know he was none of those things, they still have a duty to preserve human life.
Not if half his fucking head is blown apart. You get it? You get it? Let's use a metaphor. Let's use a metaphor. It's an oak tree. And someone comes along with a chainsaw and they cut through the fucking tree 3/4 of the way. And you say, hey, don't cut my fucking tree down. The tree's coming down. It's too fucking late. There's nothing you can do to keep the tree standing. You see, we ran a chainsaw 3/4 of the way fucking through it. Caleb was shot in the fucking head from 3 feet away twice with a 9 or 10 millimeter bullet. 3/4 of the way through the fucking trunk of the tree. You can't save it. That's why. That's the reason why, Tina. You have pictures of it. You send pictures out to other people. Those people are interested in the shock value and the horror of your story because it will bring big clicks and views for them. They're not interested in telling you the fucking truth, Tina, and you're living in a delusional fairy tale if you think that these people have your best interest at heart. I know you don't like the fucking words I say, but at least I'm telling you the fucking truth while these people lie to you. None of these fucking people care what happened to Caleb, Tina. All these people care about is you telling a good enough story that they get a lot of listeners, new subscribers, clicks, views, and super chat money. Because doing what I do, Tina, telling the fucking truth about this shit, doesn't gain you any popularity. In fact, it's counterproductive if you want to become popular, if you want to monetize, if you want to turn this into a money-making thing. Do not fucking do things the way I'm doing them. Do not bluntly speak the fucking truth. Because 90% of people don't want to hear the fucking truth. They want to hear a fucking sob story. And Tina, you're the belle of the fucking ball right now.
Right. So the reason I brought up the blood draw and Missouri versus McNeely and blood draw without consent, the only needle mark on my son's entire body. Remember, paramedics provided no life-saving measures. All they did was put EKG leads on him to see if he...
Hey, dipshit, half his fucking head was blown off. You can't save him. They put the EKG leads on him to see if he had a heartbeat so they could pronounce him dead. That's all they're waiting for. Because there's nothing... All the king's horses, Tina, all the king's men cannot put Humpty Caleb together again.
Had a heartbeat. And they did find one, albeit faint. Okay? Someone drew 2 vials of his blood as notated in the autopsy report.
Did they have to do that as part of the autopsy?
It was not performed by the medical examiner.
Tina, I thought the police didn't let the EMTs anywhere near your son, but now you're saying someone put EKG leaves on him and got a faint heartbeat, and now you're saying somebody drew blood from him. Who would have done those things? The EMTs, right? Right? So back about 10, 15 minutes ago, you're fucking lying. So what? 2 vials of blood got drawn. They weren't usable. The ME didn't need them. They're working with tissue samples. They're not looking for, they know what killed them. They're not looking for blood-borne diseases. They're looking for fucking drug residue, which they can get from his hair, his fingernails, tissue sample from his kidneys, liver. They don't need the fucking blood. So it was discarded. And again, maybe there was human error and it wasn't properly notated. So what? Someone drew 2 vials of blood. So what? The fucking blood's missing. So fucking what? It's immaterial. It's as meaningful as the missing fucking hat. Doesn't mean the whole investigation's bad, Tina. The lies, the little lies we found by just a cursory look at your story here, Tina. Those lies don't count. They're not proof of anything, right, Tina? The fact that a year ago you were saying the DEA agent shot your son up with methamphetamine after they killed him, those lies don't matter, Tina. Those lies don't matter. The fact that in March you were on WNN, Welsh News Network, with Dan and the Simp Squad making up new lies. Making up new lies because I called you out on the meth shot your son up with methamphetamine lies. And then you made up new lies about Adderall and Sudafed. Now you're making up new lies. You said in April, by May 1st, they're guaranteed there would be a court case filed. Where's the fucking court case, Tina? Or did this lawyer come and hear your story and he don't want to have nothing to fucking do with you anymore? He's at a Taylor Swift concert with fucking Sugar Ray Leonard. He's not working on your fucking case. Maybe you got ghosted. Because you had a lawyer the day after Caleb got shot. What happened with that fucking lawyer? You had a lawyer the day after Caleb was shot. You had legal representation. You're on a local newscast. You know, the media that you said won't cover your son's death. They were covering his death. It's been covered. You're lying about that. You had a lawyer. That's why you wouldn't go into detail or discuss things with the newscaster. The newscaster said it, and you yourself said it. So you had a lawyer. Time passes. Chili DeCastro comes on the scene. Where's your fucking lawyer? The first lawyer's gone. Then you make up stories about that lawyer was involved with people and it was corrupt. And, hey, Tina, you have the shittiest fucking luck anyone's ever had. Or you're just making up fucking excuses while you keep pissing people off and they keep telling you, go find somebody else to fucking help you. Right? You had a lawyer before Chili showed up. You had a lawyer the day after Caleb was killed. By the time Chili gets there, there's no more lawyer anymore. That's why Chili's representing you, because you couldn't find a fucking lawyer. Now you got a lawyer who did a production piece and all the rest of the shit, and you went on Ironton Auditor's broadcast and you said you guaranteed there would be a case filed by May 1st. There's no case filed. It looks like you got ghosted by your fucking lawyer. There are a lot of lies coming out of your fucking side, Tina. A lot of lies. And you have these fucking dumbasses just sitting there, fucking, their mouth open like they're catching flies. Yup, yup. Wow, a DEA agent wasn't interviewed till day 10. He's supposed to be on administrative suspension until he's interviewed. But on the 9th, he filled out paperwork to get a search warrant. That's what you do when you're on administrative suspension. It means you don't work the field anymore. It means you administer, you push paper, filling out paperwork to get a search warrant. There's nothing fucking wrong with that, Tina. You have an inability to fucking combine what's happening with reality, what words mean with reality. And you're associating with dumb fucks who can't point simple shit out to you.
Medical examiner was told that paramedics did it. But the 2 vials of blood have disappeared.
Deborah, 98. Yeah, I think we all remember Deborah.
That is
who?
Dances with Butterflies.
Okay, so 2 vials of blood were taken from Caleb and those vials went missing. What the fuck does that have to do with Chili fucking up Deborah's case? And Chili didn't fuck up Deborah's case. Chili talked Deborah out of settling and taking a plea deal. Chili didn't fuck the case up. Chili counseled Deborah to fucking deny something that would have been in her best interest. That's not fucking the case up. That's fucking up the settlement. That's fucking up the resolution. But that's not fucking up the case. But what does that have to do with what's being talked about? Is Miss Mandy, the producer, that fucking detached from what's being said here? That she's randomly popping up comments from the fucking peanut gallery that have nothing to do with the fucking discussion.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Drives
No
under
kidding.
the impairment.
Oh, but he's there to rescue her. I'm sorry I have to wrap up, but I have a friend who desperately needs me, so I do. But guys,
Sure.
thank you for joining me.
I.e., you've blathered on long enough, Tina. See you next time. Thanks for the clicks and views. We'll be counting up the super chats while you kick rocks.
Tina, thank you for sharing your story. I know it's so hard every time you do it, but when you do, you give him
Every time you do it, acknowledging Snow White, you fucking Disney character, aloof from fucking reality. Every time you do, you're acknowledging that Tina goes through this shit a lot. What? For fucking moments on the fucking stage? Oh, look at me. Look at what a tragedy my life has been.
a minute or two of life again. And
I
I
know.
appreciate you doing that on
Well,
my stream.
Real quick, Miss Mandy,
Absolutely.
I'm going to Washington, D.C. in the very near future within the next 2 months. I'm not.
Hold on, Miss Mandy. Before we go, I've got to tell you what an important person I am. Enough of Tina Sly. Holy shit, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Let's have a little bit of Mark the fucking joke boy. You know what? I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna have a cigarette. I'll meet you over at NTFG. It's wow, it's not, is it 9:15? Is it really 9:15? It is 9:15. Let's call it a day for today. I've had enough. These people are too fucking stupid. I am going to brought you in with Bowie. I'll bring you out with Bowie. Let's in honor of these fucking vacuous, brainless, airheaded morons. Let's go out with a little Space Oddity by David Bowie.
Ziggy played guitar, jamming good with Weird and Gilly and the Spiders from Mars. He played it left hand, but made it too far. Became the special man, then we were Ziggy's band. Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo, like some cat from Japan. He could lick 'em by smiling, he could leave 'em to hang. They came on so loaded, man, well hung in snow white tan. So where were the spiders while the fly tried to break our bones? But just the beer like to guide us. So we bitched about his fans and should we crush his sweet hands? Oh. Ziggy played for time, jiving us that we were voodoo. The kids were just crass, he was the Nas with God-given ass. He took it all too far, but boy could he play guitar. Making love with his ego, Ziggy sucked up into his mind, like a leper messiah. When the kids had killed a man, I had to break up the band. Oh yeah. Ziggy played guitar.
A little outro silent there. Thank you for showing up, everybody. Who the fuck is Christine Taylor? Want to know what NTFG stands for, Christine? It stands for your attitude. It's not too fucking good, sweetie. Maybe you want to fucking pipe down that mouth of yours a little bit, pay a little more attention. A lot of the fucking shit you said in my chat room today and the questions you asked, if you had been paying attention, you wouldn't have had to been such a fucking douchebag. So, you be you fucking stink bag.